Hi, everybody. Welcome to Two Guys Talk Cleveland Sports. Joey should be joining us here in a minute. He was having some technical difficulty, so he'll be joining us in a minute. And we will move on with things. But until then, let's remember that this show is brought to you by CT Roofing and Power Wash, the official roofer of the Lake County Sentinel. They can help you with your siding. They can help you with your roofing needs. They can power wash your deck. They can paint your deck, rebuild your deck, demolish your deck, and build a new one. They can do all that. And they also can help you with insurance claims for siding and roofs. So you can call them today at 440-278-0506, and they will get you going. And they will give you a good price too. But looks like Joey's about to join us here. You there, Joey?
Yes, I am, Tim.
All right, there we go.
Yes, I am.
So, Joey, we got about 3.5 minutes to talk about it because it's not, 4.5, I guess. We're not. You don't really follow it, I guess you said. I've been watching it actually, the FIFA World Cup. I have no clue what's going on, but I will say this: in the Pick'em group that I'm in, with people who actually know soccer, people who played professional soccer for the Cleveland Force and the Cleveland Crunch. One Tim Shirer is in first place, miraculously in first place.
Sometimes
tied with Tuckmer.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Or ignorant about the sport and just pick by the odds, what Vegas said. And that's basically how I made my 78 picks, Joey. 78 games I had to pick and knew nothing about any of the teams. And I'm in first place. I've said it for years. Fantasy sports, you don't have to know anything. You really don't.
Pretty much.
You don't. I mean, for years, I think I know most about baseball than any sport. And for years, I struggled in fantasy baseball leagues, not knowing what the hell was going on. Why am I in last place? Why am I not making the playoffs every year? What's going on? So I'm thinking as we go on, we get less knowledge because in 4 of the 5 baseball leagues I'm in this year, I'm in first place. So, but the World Cup, Thursday night, USA plays Turkey in Inglewood at SoFi Stadium. Of course, USA's already clinched their group.
Group D.
And
they are playing without their best player.
Your guy, they're playing without.
Christian Pulisic. He is.
I don't know how to spell his name. How do you spell his name?
It's Christian, just like you would normally spell it, and then Pulisic. Although, if you ask people,
spell that?
Pul, I believe Pulissic.
Okay, I have it spelled in my notes here. I knew it was wrong, but as long as I had it here, I would know who I'm talking about. Polesic. I knew it was wrong.
What's funny is my brother in Italy and his family, and pretty much anyone from Europe, call him Christian Pulisic. They put a CH at the end, but here it's pronounced Pulisic.
Is he from New Jersey or Philadelphia, somewhere in that region?
I am not 100% sure.
I'm pretty sure he is.
I know
because
that
I think wasn't one of his nicknames like Oh God, I swear when I read about him one time, I thought one of his nicknames was like the Jersey Messi or something like that.
The Jersey Messi. That'd be
Yes.
hilarious. That'd be hilarious, but
It was something like that. I'm serious. I don't know shit about soccer, Joey, so I'm not making this shit up.
Actually, he was born in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Okay. I don't know.
He's only 27 years old.
Yeah, he's young. Yeah, he's not old.
And he plays for my favorite team,
USA.
Well, of course, my favorite international team. My favorite country, but my favorite team internationally is AC Milan.
AC Milan. Ooh. Okay.
I've always been an AC Milan fan because I've always been a Maldini fan, and Maldini is probably the greatest player who ever played for AC Milan.
Houdini fan. Well, with that, we're going to move on. So the National Basketball Association draft is tonight. Getting to the Cavs here.
I am praying.
Not much has happened in the NBA in the last 24 hours. So
for like
the draft is tonight.
For a split second, I thought you were being serious. Like for 1 second, like I didn't even get the thought in my head, like, oh, is he? Oh, okay, joke. Okay.
No, I thought that earlier, saying that earlier because I knew it would get you. But honestly, let me tell you this. Honestly, I'm going to sound nuts here. I don't think it moves the needle as much as people act like it does.
I think this is one of the best, and on paper, I think
this helps the Bucks.
This could potentially be. Oh, you're talking about the Giannis trade, okay?
Yeah.
We were talking about that before the draft, okay? If I'm being honest, I think that this was a pretty square deal, but kind of the same way. I almost look at this like the Myles Garrett Browns trade, where I think both parties kind of won, but if I'm have to pick one, I'd say probably the Bucks.
Yeah, I don't think the Heat was that close where he puts them over the top.
They have 3 role players in, basically a point, shooting guard, and small forward, and they got 2 good players at power forward and center. I mean, I don't know.
It looks like they're going to trade Tyler Hero. The Bucks. Sounds like they're going to trade him. I think, and I don't think the market's going to be that big for him because I don't think he's.
I don't think so either. I don't think
exactly
he's
the kind of guy you want around.
I think like 2 or 3 years ago, his value is probably a lot higher than it is right now.
But I think he's shown, he's not exactly the greatest teammate in the world, I don't think. So I think that's kind of
I don't have any
hurt his value from what I understand. I mean, but
I think this is exactly what the Bucks need for a rebuild.
They needed to,
I mean, they got 3 first-round picks, including
their owner sells rebuilds very well. He's running it now.
I know.
Running it now.
I know. I think
he sells rebuilds well. I don't know if Milwaukee fans are as obsessed with the Bucks as his other franchise here in Cleveland, but we'll see.
I'll say this to the people, and I was talking to some people earlier about why did they take that package over maybe Jaylen Brown and the Celtics. And my answer is because those Celtics picks will probably for the foreseeable future will be very, very low, whereas the Heat's picks have a better chance of being higher.
Be high. It's not they're going to get not like the Heat's going to be in the lottery.
No, but I think
anything 20 or lower in the first round in the NBA usually it's a crapshoot almost.
I'm going to say this and kind of segueing into the draft is I think this is one of the best draft. This potentially on paper could be one of the best draft classes in years. It seems like every 15, 20 years you get one of those draft classes that just is outstanding. And this could be one of them. A lot of good players. Okay. There's a couple of players I'm really hoping fall to the Cavs.
My problem is, and I'll be honest, my problem is I watch a ton of college basketball.
Same.
I do. I love it. I'll admit it. Even though I cover the NBA, I like college basketball more. But I forget all their fucking names by the time it's draft time. I'm like, I can't remember. And it's been like that my whole life. But I mean, there's obviously a few guys, Boozer, I can't stand. I hope he has a terrible career. And it's solely because I can't stand his dad.
You can't. The sins of the father.
I don't care.
The sins of the son.
I don't care. I don't care. No.
I hope they all have good careers.
Is a scumbag, and I don't want his kids to do well either. So, but that's just me.
That is just you.
Well, no, there's going to be a lot of Cavs fans. Don't you be stunned if every time that kid plays at Rocket Arena, he gets booed.
I don't know how many
he will. He's going to.
I don't know how many people are going to remember Carlos Boozer, especially like
people remember kids. What the hell he did.
Well, when you're 15.
There's people that were probably your age, Joey, that remember what happened.
I remember what happened. I'm 41, but I'm talking,
there's people that remember
15 to 20 years
you
old.
Don't think I remember what happened if a player said about my city and
I'm not saying you.
I can't stand Craig Nettles because he wanted out of Cleveland.
I'm saying 15-year-olds.
Manny Trio, piece of shit.
I'd say like
Norman Thomas, who was one of my favorite players when he was out in Milwaukee, but he didn't want to play here. Fuck Gorman Thomas, okay?
I'm not saying you.
Long memories in sports. The kid's going to get booed when he comes to Cleveland.
I don't think so.
I bet he does.
We'll have to make a bet on that. I think, and like I said, I remember, you remember, but like 20 years old down, they're not going to know.
If their dad tells them.
Well, yeah, but I mean, how many dads are going to really tell
guess them? I bullied Joey.
Yeah, you did.
I just got restricted for some audience. May find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reasons: harassment and bullying. Okay. Live, visible, restricted for 10 minutes. Okay. All right.
Do you know any of the names that you're hoping maybe fall to the Cavs at 29?
I do. I have a bunch of names.
Okay. I got one name in particular that I really hope falls to the Cavs. Yours. And then there's a secondary that I would be happy if he fell to the Cavs, because there's one that I know won't. The one that I know won't is
I have 7.
The one that I know will not fall to the Cavs is Dalen Swain.
Not even on my radar.
Love the kid. I think he could have a really good career. 6 foot, I believe he's 6'7" wing. Number 2 is someone that I think could jump up into a great rotational piece, and that's Koa Pete.
No,
he would play
ball in there.
And my 3rd is Joshua Jefferson from Iowa State. He is my number 1. He is someone who I think was a great player in college.
He's one of the 2 of my top 2. I've got him as one of my top 2.
And
I do remember seeing him play.
Yeah.
I watched Iowa State quite a bit. Well, I've always liked the Cyclones.
The reason that I like him, and I probably maybe you do too, is the Cavs have always had a shooting guard. They try to move down to small forward, where Joshua Jefferson is he's a small forward. You can move down.
Well, he was a power forward in college, but he'll be a small forward in. Yeah, it was fun. What's funny is if you like, usually they have their if you look up like their positions, it'll say small forward, power forward. His just says forward because he can play anywhere. Yeah. Well, my second one, I'm gonna screw up his name. I better not swear because we'll get restricted longer.
Yeah, I know.
I'll screw up his name though. But my second one that I think is right up there with Josh Jeff is Sergio Di Laria.
Okay. The center?
He is a wing.
Oh, the wing. Okay.
And I mean, I know Cavs fans are absolutely obsessed with wings. Cavs fans are as obsessed with wings as Browns fans are with guards, and as Guardians fans are with outfielders, which now Guardians fans are right. But the wing thing is a big deal. I think they may try to go get one. This name is a pain in the ass to say. I suppose it won't be too hard to spell after a couple games.
I'm sure after game one, his nickname will just be Surge.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I'll just use his last name in articles after I use his first name the first time, But he played for. I like the name of the team he played for. Valencia. Valencia.
Yeah. I believe.
That's,
yeah.
Whew, it's like I'm Italian or something, or Spanish. Or
I believe it's Spanish league.
I think it's Spanish. You're right. So, but the others I have, Zubi Ejiofor. I don't say his name right either. Ejiofor. I during the season, I only heard it 100 times during the season.
Right.
But of course, I can't say it now. He's a center for St. John's.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Rick Pitino guy, so he's an NBA product probably, because Pitino produces NBA products. Okay. I'm good. I'm good with that. Another one, another center power forward. It's funny, you look him up and he's just listed as a big man. He's not even listed as a power forward or a center. From the North Carolina Tar Heels, Andre Vassar.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that name float around a lot. I've seen that name float a lot.
I'd be a mess in Monte Carlo. I'd be saying all the names wrong, and then we got a couple others here. I really like this guy. Watched him play quite a bit, being he's in the Big Ten. Bennett Sturtz, point guard, Iowa. Not to be confused with Ottawa in hockey. He played for Iowa. And I like him a lot. I do. And the last one I have that the Cavs could possibly pick is Merik Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Shooting guard, Arkansas. Yes, Arkansas.
I know.
So those are the names. I had one more. I'm sorry. Therese Reed, UConn, is another possibility. But just like Zubi, and Andre Vassar, I just can't see the Cavs picking a center, but you never know, because I think we're longing for the days of the three towers, Lauri Markkanen, Jared Allen, and Evan Mobley. So
there's no way you're going to move Evan Mobley to the 3.
Maybe they could draft a guy, but I don't know. But I think the big men are probably the least possible. But those are my 7 guys that I think they might draft.
Vassar seems to be the overwhelming
of the big men
of what people of the mocks from pretty much everywhere. Vassar seems to be the guy that a lot of people
mocks I saw. Jefferson and De La Rea were the.
I saw Jefferson. I've seen Jefferson go from like 17, and I've seen him drop into the second round. So I'm like,
I'll tell you what I'm going to be looking for. And he's probably a second round guy, and I'd love to see him drafted. I'd love if he didn't get drafted, the Cavs sign him as a unrestricted, as a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's even a possibility, but Fletcher Lawyer from Purdue. I know his dad. His dad's a scout for the Clippers. It's just a really good guy, John. And we would sit before games and not even talk about basketball. We'd talk about being a dad and raising kids and raising boys who play sports. And, and he talked about his son Fletcher, and I talk about Tommy playing baseball. And his other son works for the Nets in the front office. And, I'd love to see Fletcher Lawyer. He can shoot. He's a really good shooter. Long range, too. But I just wonder about the defense. I don't know about the defense. Purdue was a very powerful, high-scoring team. So I don't know how much defense a Matt Painter team plays. But I'm going to just be waiting tonight to hear that name, Fletcher Lawyer. And after talking with John all the time prior to games, and he's probably of the 40 home games, I'd say he scouts at least 10. If I hear Fletcher Lawyer, I'm going to cry because I'm going to be happy for John that his son got drafted. So that's on the personal. That's what I'm going to be looking forward to tonight. But we are over with. Actually, no, we got a minute and a half to go with basketball.
I think we're good because we're gonna have to yell.
We got to get to 24 minutes. 24-minute mark with his 18 for. In that case,
we're
doing 18 in each sport today because we spent 6 on the World Cup.
I like, again, like I said, hopefully Jefferson will be there. If like I said, another guy like Koa Pete, he. I
do like him.
Power forward, extremely explosive, but unfortunately, he does play power forward. He is not going to move to the small forward, which is, and you know what, you could say as much as you want Cavs fans focus on it. It's the one. You
don't always have to play. There's nothing in the book that says you got to play a small forward and a power forward. You can play 2 power forwards.
No, I get it, but
Tom Nelson used to play 4 guards in the center.
But if you're looking at recent NBA champions, they've all had good small forwards.
Well, the Cavs just need someone who's physical too. They got to keep play physical. They have to, because I think Schroeder's probably gone.
Well, that is the rumor that they're looking to move him.
Yeah, so
maybe they'll be looking to move up in the draft with him. I don't know.
But that small forward could possibly still be here. But we're going to move on to the Guardians now. They re-signed George Valera.
I saw that.
He's in Columbus. I'm going to bet. I'm going to go out on a limb here because the natives are getting restless already.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't blame them for getting restless. This native is restless. Valera's up within 3 weeks.
It's a good possibility.
He's up within 3 weeks because, and I'm going to say it, Stuart Fairchild will get DFA'd when they bring him up.
I agree with that.
He's so bad.
And I don't think you're going to see anyone complain.
And I don't have a problem with Petey Halpin. Petey Halpin is what Petey Halpin was at Lake County when we saw him. He's not a power guy. When he would hit a home run, that was a bonus.
Yeah, he was never. Petey
Halpin is a speedy guy who's going to do stuff on the bases and help you out in the outfield.
Got a cannon for an arm.
But the Guardians need some power. They need some pop in that lineup. And George Valera is going to be that guy. If you're going to keep Petey Halpin here, which I'm fine with, until Martinez and DeLauder get back. I'm all right with that, but you can't have Stuart Fairchild and Petey Halpin playing at the same time.
No.
You can't do it. Khalil Watson had his first hit last night.
I'm going to say this. I don't want to hear anyone complain about Khalil Watson. And I'm a real quick. I'm just going to say why.
Because the other night in the group.
Because Khalil Watson, they're bringing guys up out of need.
He's not ready yet.
He's not ready. Just like I don't think Cooper Ingles ready.
He's not. That's why they're not bringing him up.
Both of them needed more time in AAA. But I'm not going to jump on Khalil Watson because he's doing great things in AAA, and if he continues to develop, he will be a good player. But out of necessity, they're bringing him up, and I don't want them to ruin him.
I just got a shout out on Twitter from national radio host Amy Lawrence. I gave her. I mentioned her when I talked about Linda Cohn retiring.
Oh yeah, that
I mentioned Amy Lawrence, and I said she's a pioneer in talk radio for women. For 8 years, when I brought Becky to work in the middle of the night, we would listen to Amy Lawrence on CBS Radio, and she's amazing. And I mentioned that in a tweet yesterday, and she just liked it and then said something too. But Watson, he wasn't ready to come up yet. But these people who are always crying for these people to come up, they're the first ones that want them thrown under the bus.
My God.
Give me a break. Do you realize how dumb you look?
And I talked about this. I said this, I believe, last week on the show. It's like, tell me that you know nothing about baseball without telling me you know nothing about baseball.
That's absolutely it.
Everyone is just begging for, this guy's doing good down in single A. Let's bring him up to the Guardians. You know nothing about baseball.
Khalil Watson is 1 for 14. Okay. And this guy wanted him sent down after he was 0 for 10. So I asked the guy last night in the group, what if you started 1 for 18 in 1964? Should the Houston Colt 45s have given up on the guy? Of course, he didn't answer, but that guy was Joe Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Guys have had so many guys have started their career. They probably should have released Chase DeLauder after he dropped the ball in his first play in the major leagues in the playoffs last year, right?
I can't. It's just it's the dumbest thing. People don't understand that going from single A to double A is a major jump. Going from double A to triple A is a major jump. Going from triple to the majors is a major jump.
Any level. This is what Ted Kubiak told Tommy. When Tommy went from, this is so funny. Tommy went from coach pitch to minors. Okay. And was hitting like 600.
Mm-hmm.
And Ted asked him, well, what'd you hit last year? And Tommy said 911. And Ted said, well, Tommy, I don't care what level of baseball it is. The level you're at or this level we're at here, you're going to struggle when you move up a level.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Khalil Watson's struggling a little. He's going to be fine, I think. He's going to be fine. But, there's rare cases where guys do better when they move up a level. And those guys are guys that can hit really, really good pitching all the time. And they do better when they move up because they're seeing better pitching too. So I think that two things that have helped me not be that fan that gives up on a guy after 2 games. I might post something about it joking, basically just to call those people out that were clamoring for the guy to be called up. 2 things that have helped me. covering minor league baseball for 20 years,
mm-hmm.
seeing the grind, seeing that a guy, Ross Atkins telling me, don't give up on Gio Urshela because he's having a bad day today, Tim. He's probably never played in this cold and rain before in his life. And why did Gio Urshela stay in the major leagues for 10 years? Because he was a great defender, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that kind of thing there. You see it's a grind. It's not 2 days. Also, being in the high school dugout and understanding that a kid struggled the first week in April and he looked terrible, but he continued to work at it. By the time playoffs begin, he's our best hitter. I don't know how many times that's happened. Or a kid that struggled for 3 years and then his senior year, he's our best hitter. This is, I guess maybe some of these people just haven't experienced this. And that's why they say these ridiculous things. But I just think that Khalil Watson, hopefully he'll be fine. And like I said, the answer to make this lineup better right now is to DFA Stuart Fairchild and bring up George Valera, as soon as possible. I don't know what will happen. But last night's game, I don't know if you watched last night's game.
I did.
I knew they were going to blow it. I did. I knew it when it was going to the bottom of the night. And I knew it just because not because Cade Smith, I just felt like something was going to happen. They got lucky. He didn't pitch bad. It's difficult to win a game when you have a lineup like that, for one. But also, that double, oh my God, that check swing double, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
So, that's what happens when you're going good, although the White Sox hadn't been really going good. They've been slumping a little bit, but.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Guardians, so somebody had to win the game.
Unfortunately, they had so I wanted to bring this up because I thought this is absolutely one of the dumbest things I have heard anybody say, and it was said by someone we both know, someone that you're not a big fan of.
Oh,
this was a tweet. Guardians definitely whiffed on drafting Travis Bazzana, first round, first pick, and they definitely called him up too soon.
Oh, he's saying that like, no, he's being a dick and calling people out.
Okay, because there are I
know his sense of humor.
There's a lot of people who agreed with him.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell is wrong with these people?
Now, he couldn't judge a guy by just watching him play. I'll agree on that. But no, he was calling the people out, and he might have even been calling me out because I didn't want them to draft Travis Bazzana. I'll admit it. But hey, I was wrong. Something he'll never do. He'll never admit he's wrong.
Bazzana is who I wanted them to draft.
That tweet might have been meant for me. It might have been. Because he knows I see this shit.
Who did you want?
He's probably saying shit on his show just like I'm saying shit on this show about him. I don't give a shit.
Who did you want them to draft?
I wanted them to draft Jack Caglione.
Oh, okay.
I did.
That would have been a good pick too.
I wanted them to draft him and let him do both.
I did like Bazzana.
Charlie Condon too.
I did not want
Tom
them to
Hamilton
take Condon.
Was obsessed with Charlie Condon. Oh my God.
I did not want them to take Condon.
So
I don't know why. It was I guess just
he tweeted that to just be
the amount of stupidity in the comments of like, they should have taken this guy, and this guy.
Look, I almost said his name, and I gotta say it. Listen, this guy has the biggest blind followers. They believe everything he says.
So there were a couple in there that said this is clickbait. Like, it's a.
He definitely is a clickbaiter. Let me tell you something.
But man,
there's no doubt about it.
The amount of people who
just ask him about spin mirroring. Okay,
just the amount of people who actually thought that and were like, oh no, they should have taken this guy or this guy. Dude, Travis Bazzana is going to be a great player for the Guardians for a while.
You know what he said about you one time when I said you were going to cover high school sports for me? His exact words, Joey. His exact words. Do you really want him representing the Sentinel? Yeah. And I said, yes. Yes.
I think it turned out pretty good.
It did. It did. And I'm pretty damn happy with you representing the Sentinel.
I mean, I can understand.
High school coaches like you.
They do. That is true.
They do.
And a lot of ADs.
Yeah. So, whatever. I think that, I call people out too. So I'm not going to criticize him for that because look, we're all wrong sometimes. I'm not sure he ever admits he's wrong, but we're all wrong sometimes, right? I've been wrong many times. I said he ended up having about 7-year major league career, but I said Jesus Aguilar would be the next David Ortiz. Well, it didn't happen.
Yeah. I've been married for almost 15 years. I've been wrong probably about 99% of the time.
Every day, right? Me too.
Every day I'm wrong about something.
So, but I'll tell you one thing I am happy about. One thing I'm happy about that I was not wrong about. I was very disappointed when the Guardians let him go. I think they were still the Indians, actually. Let him go. And that guy we were just talking about said, well, he's just a utility guy. He's not that good. He doesn't really hit. How about Ernie Clement leading the American League in All-Star votes?
It's crazy.
Ernie Clement.
That is crazy.
One of the nicest people I ever covered at Lake County. I thought he could play in the major leagues as a utility guy, he could play anywhere in the infield, right? Mm-hmm. I thought that's what his career would be, that he would be good, but I thought he could be very valuable, like John McDonald. I wasn't happy when they let him go because it didn't make any sense. But I'm so happy to see him, leading the American League in All-Star votes. He's got more votes than Aaron Judge. He's got more votes than Yordan Alvarez.
That I like.
Like Trout. Yeah, how about that?
I'm not against Trout, but
I'm not against Trout or Judge. I'm against with Judge, I'm against
the organization
him having to be mentioned everywhere. Okay. Yeah.
But real quick,
the fact he's not leading in the voting is crazy.
How many minutes we got?
Clement, that's a Canadian Army, man. They're really
for voting. Sure.
They are voting.
How many minutes we got? 4 minutes?
For baseball, yeah, we got 3.5 more.
I had a question for you. Something I thought of earlier.
Yeah.
Was there ever a time with the Guardians that they made a move or a trade that absolutely destroyed you? A move that either worked out for him or didn't work out for him, but for you personally,
they weren't the Guardians; they were the Indians.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was it?
Carlos Baerga.
Was it? Okay.
I never told you about that.
Well, I was just curious.
This was the year before I started the Sentinel.
Okay.
So I was not a journalist. I was just working. I was working in an electronics factory at that time. Mm-hmm. And I get home from work and, social media wasn't a thing even.
Right.
So I must not have listened to talk radio at that point or that day, at least. I get home from work. I got off at 3:30, got home from work. I'll never forget this. And I walk in the back door of my house, and you know where the back door is. Yeah. It leads to the kitchen. And my dad and mom are sitting at the kitchen table. And I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, well, we got something to tell you. And I'm like, what? And they said, the Indians traded Carlos Baerga. And I went nuts. I went to the store. I bought a New York Mets hat. Then I went to the drugstore at the end of the street, and I bought poster board and markers. And I can't remember what I wrote on it, but I made a sign. Stapled the poster board to a wooden stick,
like
piece of wood.
Like you're protesting.
I protested outside outside of Progressive Jacobs Field.
Oh, wow.
I was on all 3 news stations. Oh, yeah. And I yelled at Hargrove. I yelled at Hart when they came out. I yelled at Bob DiBiasio. He flipped me off. Yeah. So that trade destroyed me. But I didn't know. I found out years later they did it for a good reason.
Mine is probably same era. I don't know if I was 6. I know I was in middle school because I think every classroom had the radio going, listening to talk radio. It was when they traded Kenny Lofton to the Braves.
Yeah, they didn't think he would sign.
And I remember all of my friends, everyone was just absolutely disgusted because everyone loved Kenny Lofton.
I was at work when that happened. I remember I was at work when that happened.
Yeah. I mean,
that 96 season was just not a good season.
I've never seen so many kids destroyed by a trade in my entire life. Though. He did come back, but it wasn't the same.
That was pretty good. I mean, they were pretty good with him when he came back too. But
man, when he got traded, that was
twice.
Yeah. I mean, he'll always be he'll always be.
Played his last game ever with the Indians. I mean, it ended in Fenway Park on third base.
Yeah.
Yep. But so that was pretty much the one that it was. But I got to know Carlos Baerga. I interviewed him several times. Just a couple of years ago, I went out to one of his camps and I got a great picture of him. Someone took a picture of him talking to me and his hands on my shoulder. He's explaining something to me, and it's just one of my favorite pictures. Like, yeah, that's Carlos Baerga. That's my favorite Indian ever. And I just, the guy he's just a really nice person too. So, but we got to move on to the Browns.
Yes, we do. Let's start off with some electrifying news.
Well, what I have is, what do you have? Okay, because I got something
that the Browns are supposedly, and I'm putting that in quotations.
Maybe it's the same thing.
Shopping Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, okay.
Or listening to offers for Shedeur Sanders.
Well, because they're going to screw this thing up, Joey.
Oh, 100%. There's not a doubt in my mind. This is going to be.
They're picking the gambler.
They will have the number 1 pick in the Cleveland Browns Super Bowl 2027 NFL draft.
No. They're going to pick Brandon Sorsby in the supplemental.
They're not having a supplemental. They just announced it.
When did they do that?
Today? Yes.
Okay.
I think it's a way to have Sorsby not get into the NFL.
All right. Okay. So, I did not hear that. When did that just came down, huh?
I just read it. I think right before I was like scrambling.
Well, they're going to screw it up somehow. Because say they trade Sanders.
Yeah. Here we go. And the 2026 supplemental draft Sorsby NFL path paused.
Okay, so let's say they trade Sanders.
Yeah, it was today at 1:38.
Okay. So they trade Sanders, all that bullshit that Todd Monken loves him and all that. Was that real? No, it wasn't real. It was more fake Cleveland media bullshit.
Is it? Or, but hear me out though. Or does Monken actually like Sanders, but the higher ups want him to play Watson to save face?
Well, that could be too.
Right.
I think the funny thing from an outsider to be would they trade Sanders and then Watson, of course, gets hurt again like he always does, and they have to play Dylan Gabriel.
I think you would hear the crowd screaming for them to play. Oh my God, I can't remember his name. The rookie quarterback. From Arkansas.
I just don't think. I think that, in all fairness, and sports isn't fair. We've seen it with the Cavs, with the Guardians. You know, I disagree with things that they all do. Sports isn't fair. It's not always fair. Ted Kubiak told me that one time. He says, it's not fair. Tommy was complaining in the back seat of the car when him and I were driving back from the airport with Ted. And Ted was in the front seat. And Tommy was complaining about something. And Ted just laughed and he said, Tommy, life isn't fair, especially in sports. So, but if we were talking about a world that is fair, since they now have an offensive line this year, we are assuming.
Oh,
since they have a couple receivers, we're assuming. Yes. Why not start the year with Dylan Gabriel? Give him a shot with weapons and an offensive line. And then, you know, if this is still a year where you're trying to get better, you know, and then you give Sanders a shot.
Because, you know, I think
I want to see how these guys do when they have players around them, not when they had nothing around them.
I agree. However,
but life isn't fair that way.
If you're looking at fairness, you're looking at who did the best out of those quarterbacks with the time they were given with that god-awful offense they had last year, and the answer is Sanders.
I don't really think so. I mean, he did have some big plays. I'll give him that. He did have some big plays. But
you also have to ask yourself how much of it was Stefanski's offense. Well, you know, how big of a leash?
I'm not going to, you know. When Stefanski has a good offense in Atlanta this year, what is the excuse going to be then?
But I'm just saying.
What is he? No, seriously, Joe. What's the excuse going to be then?
But I'm saying
if we're going to blame Stefanski,
I'm saying how. But that's what I'm saying is. Were they on a leash? Both Gabriel,
I think
Sanders.
they were. I think
right.
They were.
That's
you know. Sometimes I want to see. Obviously, I don't want to see. Well, Stefanski's offense could be good, all but for 2 weeks this coming year. But I think there were times where it was like, to me as an outsider, what's he doing? You know, so
my biggest problem with Stefanski, I'll always have is that he came to Cleveland with that, and I loved his two tight end set that pretty much is, you know, that's what made him so a good offensive coordinator in Minnesota.
You know what I remember? He wasn't actually the offensive coordinator, was he?
I believe
I remember people saying it was, I think, Clint Kubiak who was behind the Minnesota offense at that time. It wasn't really Stefanski.
Well, that would explain why he never ran that same offense here. I mean, there was times he had two tight ends that he could.
Yeah.
I mean, it never did. And a lot of times I was just like why, what are we doing?
No, but I agree. I saw some times where I will say he's terrible with time management and timeouts
and press conferences.
Well, yeah, but there's a lot of coaches now that just try to say the right things And I think that backfires every time now.
Oh, I do too.
I just think it does. And unfairly, like Kenny Atkinson's going to be known for the analytics comment.
Oh, forever.
No matter if he wins a championship or not. And it's ridiculous. Jim Mora is known for playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Playoffs. That guy was a really good coach. Oh, wow. He's a really good coach, Jim Mora, and it really bothers me that that's what he's known for. This guy was a good coach in the USFL, was a good coach in New Orleans. That's the first time they ever had a winning season, was with Jim Mora after like 25 years of being god-awful.
You can same thing you could say with what was it? I think Dennis Green. They are who we thought they were.
That's it, too. Yeah. He was a good coach with Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think these guys get put in those situations. And now Hal McRae, he's a different story. Hal McRae is known for his. If you haven't seen this video, Joe, you got to go on YouTube and look. Watch. You could probably Google Hal McRae's office tantrum. And Hal McRae wasn't a good manager. It didn't go very well for him with the Royals or the Rays. But he had a stroke and screamed at a reporter and threw the phone off of his desk and hit the reporter with the phone. And, he's pretty much known for that. But I think coaches get unfairly branded by their press conferences, which that's 15 minutes of the week.
Best soundbite of all time in any level of football, though, was Woody Hayes saying they asked him why he didn't go for, or why he went for 2 against Michigan when they were up by so much. He said, because I couldn't go for 3.
No, it's not.
That's
a good one. That's a good one.
That's got to be that's
no.
one of the best.
And not because he's a Buck, but John McKay has the best. And a lot of media people will agree, too, that are in the media with me now. After the Buccaneers lost I think it was their 24th game in a row. It was 24. I'm pretty sure it was the 24th game. One of the reporters asked, John, what's your opinion on your team's execution today? And he said, I'm all for it. Do you not get that?
No.
Execute them.
Oh, I get it.
All right. Yeah, execute. Did you ever hear? This story's a great one. I saw in the Buccaneers documentary too. It's just so crazy how the NFL used to be. Like now, everything's planned. Everything's
right.
planned.
Yeah.
When the Buccaneers came in the league in the spring of '76. They had the expansion draft, and they still needed players, So they were doing tryouts in Tampa. And one Buccaneer place was next to the airport. And I saw this in the documentary, and it's just so great, this story. So they would fly people in and fly them right back out after they tried out. So and they would write people's names down as they stepped on the field. They would write their name and they'd ask their height and weight and they'd write it down. And so there's a guy standing off to the side. And I guess John McKay says to the guy was the offensive assistant. Is that guy next? And the guy says, yeah, I guess he's next. So the guy calls him over. He's like, okay, you're next. Name. And he writes his name down. Height and weight. He tells him his height and weight. This is a true story, Joey.
Is it Mike Allstott?
This is a true story. No. And so the guy runs some sprints. The guy they had throwing as the quarterback throws the guy some passes. He catches some passes. And then he comes in and he says to the coach, the offensive coach, I'm done. I got to go now. And the offensive coach is like, you did pretty well. Can I have your number? We're going to get back to you. And he's like, well, you can't get a hold of me during the day. He says, well, why not? He's like, well, you could call my work number. And the coach says, okay, what's that? And what's the name of your company? And he says, well, I work for Coke. I was here filling the Coke machine. It was the Coke man. They tried the Coke man out at receiver.
And he did pretty well, apparently.
He did pretty good, too.
Yeah.
And, well, if you know anything about the history of Bucs receivers before Mike Evans, there was Keyshawn Johnson, Jimmy Giles, and nothing else. Okay, so, but yeah, that's a true story. That is a true story.
That's crazy.
Yes. And
but I do want to get to one more thing with a few minutes left. According to Josh Edwards of CBS Sports, the Cleveland Browns are won the offseason for probably the 12th year in a row. I have to talk about this because this drives me just absolutely freaking nuts. Pathetic. He's got the Browns at number 1, the Raiders at number 2, the Jets at number 3, the Rams at 4 because of obviously they added Myles Garrett, and then he's got the Titans at number 5. Let's take the Rams out of that equation and let's look at those top 4 teams: the Browns, the Raiders, the Jets, and the Titans. You want to know why they won the offseason?
Because they suck.
Because they couldn't get any worse. There was no way for them to get any worse. All they did was added some players in the free agency,
and they're always players in the draft. In there. Remember, 2 years ago, the Jets were the favorite to win the Super Bowl.
Because
of the Jets.
I'm so tired of offseason. Who won? There's no winning the offseason.
But Joey, that's what it is with the NFL.
If you're one of those 4 teams, your team sucked. That's why you won. That's why you won the offseason, because you were so bad. There is nothing you could have done to get better, or the only place for you to go was up. You could have signed anyone and you would have gotten better.
I saw something the other day that the Buccaneers had one of the worst off seasons, and I'm like, okay, that's probably because they had a couple guys retire and then Mike Evans leave. But I don't give a crap I don't care what these opinion people say. Look, we give our opinions on here too, Joey, but we also joke when we are dead wrong.
I hate this off-season champs who won the off-season. There's no, you want to know what I see when I win? Because I am one of those guys. I do not believe in participation trophies. You go out there, you play the game, you win. You get the championship trophy. You lose. You got the first loser trophy. I literally tell that I have been in. I don't know. I mean, it's not the same. It's completely different, to be honest. But I've been in like 5 championships, something like that, with coaching my daughter through little league softball. And every time we won, she'd come up. I'd give her trophy or medal or whatever it was, and say, congratulations, you're a champion. I'd say that to every kid. You're a champion. Enjoy this. You're a champion. And if we lost, I'd say to my daughter, look at this trophy and use it as fuel, because this trophy means you're the first loser.
Yeah.
And she was she was 6.
think there's times where that's not always true.
No, because she wants, you know what? Well, maybe it's just me, but when you know how many sports she's in, she does everything.
Joey, we got a minute left. Do me a favor. We got a minute left.
I hate the Browns. I hate the offseason bull crap. Show it to me on the field when it counts.
Do me a favor real quick. We got a minute left.
What's that?
Go play the piano. Play us out on the piano.
It's a little out of my reach, but if I
can't get up when your legs broke.
I'm in a weird position right now. I got a lot of things around me.
Okay.
It's so weird.
Right.
I'm gonna.
I'll grab the bobblehead behind me, like I
have my sparkling water right here, but it's not.
Put it on the fireplace.
It's right here. See, there, it's sitting there now. There, I'll grab
okay. That's it for today, folks. But we'll be back next week to talk some more sports. And that's all. I'm Tim Shirer.
I'm Joey Schneider.
We'll see you next week.